This is the Brunch Network, and I'm Joe Caputo. Welcome to part 2 of our investigative series, Outside the Diner. Don't forget to check out part 1, our stunning expose of the Foles Family Crime Syndicate on our YouTube page. For now, we turn our eyes to part 2, Ricky Seals-Jones, man or alien? Is there life beyond Earth? Has one of the 4 major American sports been infiltrated by a species of nefarious extraterrestrials? Is a hot dog a sandwich? These are questions that have plagued scientists since the dawn of man, but ones for which we hope to provide answers. For the past few months, our investigative journalists have been on the front lines, following up on a lead from a pair of Harvard scientists who say that a player in the National Football League may be an alien sent to Earth by an advanced civilization for potentially malevolent purposes. Astronomers were excited to hear about these claims early this year. Our very own executive producer, social media intern, human resources director, and company sous chef, Chad Berman, takes a deep dive into the evidence surrounding this controversial theory. He's at the Tanner residence in San Francisco. Chad, good afternoon.
Joe, good afternoon indeed. Let's get right to it. What you are looking at here is a picture of Ricky Seals-Jones, a tight end for the Cleveland Browns. Take one glance and he looks like your average NFL tight end. Birth records suggest he came from Houston, Texas. But a few Harvard scientists claim he actually came from the Sagittarius dwarf spheroidal galaxy, over 81,000 light years from Earth.
Ricky Seals-Jones was supposedly born in Houston, Texas in 1995. Ricky was an abnormally large child and grew to 6'1" by age 8. Some doctors and scientists were in awe, while others were skeptical.
As soon as I see he was 6 feet tall at age 8, something seemed off.
Hans Klaus, a revered Harvard scientist whose work includes the bombshell report that Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are in fact one human being, decided to dig deeper into this Texas man-child. Hans explains what first alerted him to Seals-Jones.
According to my research, he was the first person that hit 6 feet tall by age 9. Right away, that raised the red flag. Finally, my Harvard training came in handy. While all my colleagues were buying into the hype, I was more hesitant. It wasn't until he started high school when things seemed really off.
Ricky Seals-Jones registered to attend Sealy High School in Sealy, Texas, an hour west of Houston. Once Hans found this out, he looped in Chet, a fellow Harvard scientist, albeit not as revered, who also agreed that this was strange.
So you're telling me Ricky Seals-Jones, the youngest kid to ever hit 6 feet tall, attends Sealy High School in Sealy, Texas, an hour west from NASA? Things weren't adding up. I knew we were on to something, but because it was so controversial, we had to lay low and keep our research close to the vest.
Hans and Chet spent years quietly researching Seals-Jones. As everyone expected, he dominated the high school circuit and got recruited to play football at Texas A&M. On the field, he continued his dominance. But off the field, something crazy happened. Our team got in touch with one of Ricky's teammates, Dakota Smalls.
So all night I was with Ricky. Happened to be burrito night at the dining hall. I say this, I'll throw on my Mark Sanchez jersey. Titans edition. New York Titans, baby. Ricky throws on his Kyrie Irving jersey. Happens to be his favorite player for some reason. Then all of a sudden we go to this party. I look over at Ricky in the corner there. Face white. Guy is totally shook. I start to smell something. I go, guy just shit his pants?
One seemingly innocent fart resulted in a dirty pair of Levi's. The entire party started chanting, Kyrie, soy us clean jeans! Kyrie soils clean jeans. An understandable trend given the circumstance.
But the crazy part, if you rearrange the letters of Kyrie Soils Clean Jeans, what does it spell? Ricky Seals Jones Alien.
The research from Hans and Chet continued over the years, but they kept hitting dead ends. As time went on, they both got increasingly frustrated with each other over the lack of progress. Ricky got drafted by the Cardinals and eventually was claimed off waivers by the Browns. When he arrived in Cleveland, the armpit of the sports world, there finally was a break in the case. We caught up with an anonymous NBA player who was around Ricky and a Browns teammate during an ad filming.
During the shoot, I was talking a lot with Baker. Ricky's QB. Someone who knows Ricky well. He was saying one time after a game, Ricky took off his shirt in the locker room and he didn't have a belly button. And then Odell, someone else, was peeing next to Ricky and said his piece was lime green. Freaks me out, man. Hulu has live sports.
Through Chet's vast contacts in the black market urine scene, Hans and Chet were able to obtain a sample of Ricky Seals Jones's urine. After months of meticulous hands-on analysis and testing, they were able to match molecules in his urine with molecules on an asteroid that came from the Sagittarius dwarf spheroidal galaxy.
Finally, a breakthrough. The proof was in the pee, and we had all the evidence we needed. Ricky Seals Jones doesn't stand a chance.
Hans and Chet are currently compiling all of their work into a report, which they intend to send to Commissioner Roger Goodell by the end of the year. They hope to meet with Goodell in early 2020 to prove to him and the world that Ricky Seals Jones is indeed an alien. Joe?
Thanks, Chad. Interesting stuff. That's all for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the Brunch Network. Please make sure to tune in to our next 30 for 30. He fucked it up.
Something seemed off. We see Yao Ming, he's big man, but he wait till puberty to catch the height.
Joe, good afternoon indeed. Let's get right to it.
Hold on, before you get too far.
Banana,
blocking
banana, blocking banana.
Keep it quiet in there, pants.
Go.
Going on with that girl?
Right.
Did you slip a finger in?
She won't let me.
She wouldn't let you.
But
Where'd
I
you
did
put
it
it?
anyway.
Right away, that raised the red flag. The height,
He catch the height.
Seals Jones, he's
I don't
small,
know what happened.
but at 8 years old, he's already 6 feet.
You ran the test. What they
What
say?
is this man eating?
What did the test say?
The test say that he's big. He's big man.
Yeah, that's not the test. That's
The
our eyes.
test,
That's what
they
he seals
say,
our
they
eyes.
say.
He's broccoli. That's all we
No,
know.
he goes start small, goes
Yeah, I
big.
got that. Well, how?
Goes really big.
Oh my God, we're never gonna figure this out.
Vince and Chris are currently compiling all of their work into a
Wait,
report.
it's Hans now.
Yeah, it's not.
Hans and Chet are currently compiling all of their work into a report.
Something seemed off. We see Yao Ming, he's big man, but it take him 10, 15, 20 years to get big tall. Not 8.
He was saying that one time after a game, Ricky took off his shirt in the locker room and he didn't have a belly button. And then Odell, someone else.
That was perfect.
Alright. Hold on.
3, 2, 1.
So this girl, what happened with her?
The one I went over with the finger.
With the finger.
She went on me put it in the knife.
She doesn't let you put it in.
I waited until the morning. I was a gentleman.
1. Cheers.
Good job. That's incredible.
But a few Harvard scientists claim he actually came from the Sagittarius dwarf spheroidal.
Well, you take the addition. You add 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7.
It doesn't make sense.
You know, it equals
It doesn't
7.
add up. It doesn't add up. Look at this.
1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7.
1 plus 1 equals 5? What do you mean? I don't believe you. There's some. Excuse me. Gosh darn it. I told you to pick up the banana and the duct tape from the store. Unbelievable. How do I work with you?
Joe,